Hey guys, I'm Ciarra Carter, and you're watching Two Mics Up.
007.
What's happening, everybody? It's your man Dame DNYDC. This is Two Mics Up. Monday night, brand new episode. And man, tonight gonna be fire, y'all. I can't even tell you. We have such a lovely guest, and I don't mean just in appearance. She's a model, she's an actress, she's an entrepreneur, she's an influencer. Like, do I need to keep going on? And what makes it even better is the smile, the personality, the energy that she emits is truly amazing, and it's a pleasure and an honor for me to be able to bring her to you all this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please put your hands together for the wonderful, the amazing Ciarra Carter. Ciarra, how you doing today? Right? Yes.
Amazing. How are you?
Look, I'm awesome. I'm excited. We have been going back and forth for a while,
Yeah.
and you've been booked and busy, so that's always a good thing. Like you said, in this industry, it's great.
Yes.
But before we really jump into your career and what you have going on,
Mhm.
we got to start at the beginning and really just ask, first of all, who is, and I love your smile.
Oh, thank you.
Who is Ciarra Carter? Who is she? The from the young girl to the woman that we see today.
That's a great question.
Mhm.
Ciarra Carter is a dreamer.
Mm,
Ciarra Carter is always inspired by everything around her. Very curious. You
okay.
know, um, Ciarra Carter is driven. You
Mm,
know, very much so. As a little girl, everyone around me always told me that I was an old soul and I've
wow.
been here before, and I'm on a mission for something. And it's funny because I always felt that too. My
Mm,
grandfather told me that, he noticed when I was like maybe one or two, I would just sit in the corner and just watch people.
wow.
And he would catch me from time to time, like, what are you looking at? I obviously don't remember that, but he said that I've kept that all the way up until now. And it's funny because when I go into my different, projects and research for different characters and stuff, I love to still people watch, and so
Okay.
it's funny that that still trends in over time. But yeah, Ciarra is just someone that's always constantly growing and learning and just really trying to always take in, the experience of
Mm,
being human,
no, that's
and yeah,
I love that because you can see it just in your personality, just the way that you engage and the way that you conversate. And curiosity is a great thing. I still sometimes to this day, my wife and I, we call it the people game, and we play the people game and try to identify. Oh, well, what does that person do, or what
ooh,
kind of job? And I don't know if it was a
mhm.
New York thing. New York. You grew up, you do some crazy things, you play different games, but we still do that today when we people watch out of curiosity. But
Yeah,
there is something that I'm curious to know that diving into your background.
hmm,
Um, you got some ball game. You got some b-ball game, as I understand.
I do. Oh,
Ah,
you saw that? You
oh
checked
yeah,
that
yeah.
out?
Hey, look, hey, we do some digging. And I understand. So, you got some game down in Columbia. Was it Columbia State?
Yep,
I
yep. Got a basketball scholarship to Columbia State. Played there for a little bit, but acting and modeling has always been my number one passion. So I played there for a little while, but entertainment business was calling. It was
I
pulling at
understand.
me. So
I
I had to jump
understand.
back into it. But yeah, ball, oh my gosh. I played all the way from junior pro all the way up to college. So yeah.
So then look, see, so we want a little one-on-one. If you could
Okay.
right now today,
Uh-huh.
is
Uh-huh.
there an entertainer or an actor that you like to play one-on-one? A game, whether it be a game of horse or a game of 21, game of 11, who would it be? Who would you like to go up against one-on-one?
Gosh, an entertainer or actor. Oh, Who said they had game? I would like to go up against, gosh, let's see, Drake. He
Okay.
claims he has like all these skills and stuff. I need to really see that for myself. Who else? Snoop Dogg. Snoop
Hey,
Dogg. I would love to
hey.
go up against him. He definitely
Okay.
seems like he balls.
Love it. Love it. I mean, it's amazing. You have so many skills and so many different things. Like you say, definitely, I can see why, entertainment, one, it was an allure for you, but you naturally possess skills that really command your attention when we see you on screen. And if people haven't seen you, you go back to I think one of the original was Ooga Booga.
Yeah.
Um, Secret Obsession was another one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh your most recent one, the Exceptional Beings. Look,
Yeah.
is that the best winning actress?
Yeah.
Look, listen. Well, look, we gonna get into those three because I want to go back to Ooga Booga because I think that was
Okay.
like one of your
Lead
first.
roles. First lead
Yes,
role.
right, right, okay.
Absolutely.
So with that title and everything, but I'm just curious to know, like your first lead role, what was like that experience for you being on set, and like was that an aha moment? Like, you know what, girl, I've arrived. I'm really here. I'm really doing this.
Of course. So before I landed Ooga Booga, I was landing other roles as well, but they were, supporting or, um, featuring,
Mm-hmm.
and which were great. And it was just climbing that ladder and continuing to work hard and own my craft and really dig in. And so when I landed Ooga Booga, I was like, this is it. I'm so happy because all that hard work paid off.
Right.
And even though I knew like I still had a long road to go, I had a long journey ahead of me, and I was fine with this marathon. This is a
Mm-hmm.
marathon. I'm totally fine with that. But being able to hit those steps, and it was just amazing. I had a great experience on set. Everyone was so cool. It was everything I had imagined,
All
and that's what
right.
I like to do.
All right.
Before I go on set, before I like when I land something, or even before I land something, if I'm in the audition room, I already see myself on set and people
Right.
clapping and saying, "That's a wrap on Ciarra Carter." I already see myself already past that.
That's what's up.
So as I started going through the stages and everything, I'm like, okay, this feels good. This feels
Yeah.
great. This
Yeah.
feels how I envisioned it. And
Right.
so when I was on set, going through the whole motion of Ooga Booga, it was so smooth. Everyone was great. The
I
director,
love it.
everybody was amazing. I
Mm.
had a good time. We had
I
fun.
I
Yeah.
love that, and it sounds because I have to actually really it just sounds like you're very deep in your faith and belief, and I am too. Like, is what you project,
Yeah.
right? Really drives the end result. And I'm curious
Absolutely.
for you as an actress, and not even actress, maybe as a person, really, where
Mhm.
did that part of your foundation come from? Because I think that's really big that people understand that your mental mindset and your projection and your drive really has a huge impact on outcomes of anything in your life. And where did that come from for you?
Let me tell you, it has everything to do with it.
Okay.
Everything.
Hmm.
And it started with my grandmother.
Wow.
My grandmother taught me that at a very young age, to the point where, she was constantly training me and grooming me for it. And at the time, I was so young, I had no idea what she was doing. But from the early age that I could remember, she would always tell me, "Be careful what you say, honey, because your words are power. Your words are your superpowers. Like you
And
have to
that's
be
true.
very careful with what you say." And I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And she's like, whatever you say and project out, that's what returns. So you want to
Mm,
project and say great things and
that's
wonderful
right.
things over yourself and
That's
over
right.
others and the world. How do you see it? And
Hmm.
at first I'm like, oh, okay, okay, fine, whatever. But it wasn't until really, and then like I would do things like throughout like junior high school and in high school, and I'm like, oh,
Mm,
okay, kind of thinking I understand, but not really fully. But
right.
it wasn't until I got out on my own, left
Mm,
home, got out on my own, and out here in Cali, where it all started to make sense. And
right.
I'm like,
Right.
hold on, I started here, and I said I wanted to do this. I said it, and now I'm here and I said,
The
okay,
manifestation of it
I'm
all.
trying to put it together. How do you know? And then
Yeah.
finally, it was like a light bulb. Like my
Yeah.
grandmother, when I left home, she gave me this book and she said, read this book, and we can have conversations over the phone about it. And I'm
Hmm.
like, all right, I'll read it.
Okay.
It took about a few months, and then finally I'm looking at this book and I'm like, my grandma told me read this book. Let me read this book. So finally I sit down and I read the book, and it was like, and
Wow.
then light bulbs started to come on, and I'm like, calling grandma, okay, I think I got it. I think I
Right.
got it.
The manifestation
And
of it all.
yes, and she was like, see,
Hmm.
I've been trying to tell and I'm like, yes, you've been telling me,
Yeah.
and I've been doing, but had no idea what I was, and
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was called, or it just all started, and I'm like,
It's
oh,
happening.
that's what that is. That's
Yeah.
what I was doing. That's and
I
now
love it.
it's intentional as opposed to just kind of like accidental.
Accidental.
Oh,
Right.
here and there, yeah. But
You
yeah,
have a better understanding. I love that.
absolutely,
I love that's really important. And I hope, our audience, really put that mindset to work.
yeah.
And, talking about mindset and your and secret obsession,
Hmm.
the character that you played was stalked and tormented, if you will. And again, as an actress and as a human being, one like I pray that you never have to go through anything like that. But how, right? Like how do you get into the mindset though of someone who's dealing with like these harrowing situations, if you will?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I think first you just, because it's never, like, if certain situations have never happened to you, then you go
Right,
into, if it were you,
right,
and then you read stories about what these other women went through, or men, and how they handled it, and start to channel it and really go deep. People really don't understand that when you're acting and you're portraying this character and you're going there and doing the work,
mm,
you're leaving yourself behind and you're really diving into someone else's whole
mm,
world. And
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
sometimes that can affect you, like when you're done with the project, because you're kind of still there. So you have to
Right,
learn to like let go completely,
right.
and say, okay, the work is done. I hope everyone receives it and enjoys it. And you got to put it away,
Mm,
you know.
yeah.
But yeah.
I'm curious to even go further. Like to date, would you say that's maybe one of your most difficult roles? To mentally get into. And the other part of that question really is something that we don't see. Like, how do you decompress after,
Mhm.
you've been on set for, days, weeks in this character mindset? What is it like to really decompress and kind of get
Mhm.
back to Sierra?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that we don't see that part either.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Really, it's a lot of self-love,
Mm-hmm.
going to get your massage, going to the spa, spending time with your family, the ones that really matter, and brings you joy, brings you out
Right.
of that where you're laughing and smiling and really
Mm.
putting back to the forefront what's important, what's
Right. Right.
really important.
Mm.
Um, and moving on, and
Right.
really just finding what's important to you and keeping your family close, your loved ones close.
Mm.
That what helps me.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I can only imagine. Whew. Well, we're going to
Yeah, it's
transition.
hard.
It's
It's
got to
hard.
be like again, we sit and as fans, we sit and we watch and we see the glamour, the work, the
Yeah,
beauty of it all. But you are create not only creating art, you are that living art in that moment.
and that's so
And
absolutely.
you're right. And as that vessel though, it has to be tiring, and I would imagine it has to be wearing too. And let's just take it one further. Like, who's pouring into Sierra? Because like you're pouring into your craft, and I
Mhm,
understand you probably have family and friends, but what you really need that full, to have your
mhm.
cup filled so that
Yeah.
you can keep bringing it to us. And I understand the Lord and all of the other things, but is there a place that sometimes maybe you go, or is there just a person, that you just sit and talk to just to get that refill and get that recharge? so that you can go ahead and continue to bring us, your talent and your work and your art, time after time after time?
Yeah. No, honestly, and it might sound cliche, but really it is my family. My
Mm-hmm.
family, my little girl. Like I
Oh,
just love spending time with
oh.
them. We laugh. I mean, there's not a time that doesn't go by where we're just like cracking up and being silly about something. And I just a lot of people don't know that about me, but I just love being silly. I love being happy. I love playing and joking around. And so if I can get with like friends and family and that's all we do, it's a good day. Like we
I
don't have
love
to do anything like lavish or crazy. I mean that's cool too. But I'm just saying, like if we can just sit around and joke and have a good time, that's all right with me. So that's
it.
pretty much where I like to go. That's my happy place. That and then of course, meditating,
Mm-hmm.
my happy place there and just being at peace
Yeah.
and quiet. That's
Yeah.
always great too.
That peace and quiet do your world of good. Trust me.
Oh my gosh, people
That
underestimate it.
they really do. They really
They
do.
do.
But we're gonna switch lanes real quick. We're gonna talk about best winning actress. There was this role
Hmm.
where and for me, I remember my wife and I watching Secret Obsession, but um in this role, you really caught our attention. You played a god, if you will. And I'm going to allow you to talk about, you played Athena,
Hmm.
exceptional beings.
Yeah.
I want you to take a minute, kind of walk us through that journey, how you got the role, what it was like. I mean, look, because since you, like I said, you just have a commanding presence when you're really on screen. And my wife and I were just like, hey, who this girl? Who is this sister right here? We remember seeing you, but it was just such a great role. And talk about winning the best actress role, because I mean, you just kind of encapsulated so much in that role, and being a part of that whole project. So talk about it for us, please.
Wow. So exceptional beings, gosh, holds a very special place in my heart. And it's funny because I know we talked about manifesting and speaking things into existence, and I totally believe I did that with this role as well.
Okay. Okay.
I have maybe a handful of roles that I told myself that in my lifetime I would love to play.
Mm-hmm.
And playing a god was one of them. Can you believe that?
Okay.
I
Okay.
said it.
Okay.
So fast forward to my agent sends me this audition, and I'm like, okay, sounds great. I'm gonna do it. And I did the audition, and it's funny because a mentor of mine, Oba Babatunde, who's also my daughter's godfather, from time to time coaches me on certain things, and he gave me some very great advice that I use to this day because when you're going out for these auditions, you're really just in this mindset of, man, I hope I get it, I hope I get it.
Right.
A lot of
Right.
actors are like that. But he was like, you're confident in your work. You're a strong actress. Do the work. When you go in, give them your performance, what you worked hard on, and let it go because
Mm.
you're giving them a gift.
Wow.
Don't look at it as, I hope you hire me. It's no, I'm giving you a gift.
Gifts. Wow.
Here you go. This is how I perceive it. Here you go.
Wow.
Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm moving on to something else. And that was a game changer for me. Okay.
Mm.
So I do the audition, and that was like the aura, the vibe, the energy that I felt like I gave off, and I did the work. I felt like I delivered a strong performance and for my audition, and I'm like, here you go. This is this is my audition. So I
Wow.
leave, and I literally forget about it. I forget about it. Maybe 2 months later,
Mm.
my agent calls and says, hey, they want to see you again. And I'm like, who? And she tells me the name, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay. I
Okay.
forgot all about this 2 months ago.
Okay.
Okay. So I go in, I do the same exact thing, and everything is great, and I move on. Maybe a month later after that,
Hmm.
they say, hey, we want to see her again. Okay. All right, great.
Okay.
This time is now. Keep in mind, this is dead smack in the middle of COVID.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Okay.
yeah. So I go in, and we have our mask on. Everyone's trying to be very respectful of space and so forth. And
Hmm.
I do the audition, and I'm just in my head. I'm like, I've auditioned 3 times, which not upset about that.
Right. Right.
Let me just see what exactly it is that they're maybe looking
Looking
for,
for. Right. Hmm.
So I kind of sit around after my audition and just kind of see who comes through the door.
Right.
And after I got like an idea, but not really, because they were just
Hmm.
saying just everyone. There
Everyone.
wasn't a
Right.
type, there wasn't specific, like it was just, they just
Hmm.
want to see talent.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so this thing is up in there. I'm just gonna let it go into the universe. Okay.
Right.
I leave. Maybe like a week later, my agent calls and says they want to offer you the role, and I'm like,
Wow.
really?
Wow.
Great. So we're on set. Fast forward to lots and lots of rehearsals and stunt rehearsals and so forth. And we're on set, and it was just amazing. The cast and the crew, because we had done so many rehearsals before we actually shot a single frame, we all just bonded and got along. We formed this little family and this little bubble to keep everyone safe. And it was the most amazing experience ever.
Wow.
And I was just so happy and so thrilled to, lend my talent to Athena, because she's such a strong
Yeah.
character. And let
Yeah.
me tell you how the director and the producers saw the character is not how I saw the character.
Okay.
And so when they were giving me their ideas of how they wanted her, and it was literally a collaboration.
All
They
right.
gave me their ideas, I gave them mine, and we just meshed that all
I
together.
love
And
it.
it's
Love
what
it.
you see on the screen, and I couldn't be more proud. It's amazing. Like I had such a great time, and
Really amazing.
I love Athena. She's my baby.
And look at that. For your work, like, and just let it go. Your
Yeah.
collaboration, your work, the winning best actress, how was that feeling
That was
to
crazy.
be
I had no
recognized?
idea. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Come on now,
I
talk
didn't
about
I had no idea.
it.
I knew they were taking the film and entering it into all these different award ceremonies and so forth. But in my head I'm like, "Oh, that's great," but not thinking anything at all.
Wow.
And all of a sudden I'm getting phone calls from the director and the producer, and they're like, "Hey, you just won best actress." I'm like, wait,
That's
what? What are you
what's
talking
up.
about?
That's what's
And they're like,
up.
yeah, for Athena, best
Yep.
actress.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like it
Love
was
it.
totally by surprise, but I was
All
so happy. I was like,
all that
wow,
work.
this is all yeah, this is
All that
what it's
work.
about. I mean, it's this and other things, of course, but it was like, wow, this you put in that work exactly. And
Well,
very much.
look, we really appreciate you, you being that vessel. But time it flies, and we're coming towards the back end of the show. But you know, I have to ask, with all that you've accomplished and everything that you're doing and all of the beautiful work that you're providing us as fans, and you're really getting started, if you will, like that upward arc is still going.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious to know for you, you know, what else is on your bucket list of things that you would, yeah, because what else would you like to do, since we have that mindset of projecting? What do you project for yourself in the near future?
Good question. Wouldn't you like to know? No, I'm
I
kidding.
would. I would. Yes, that's why I'm asking. Yes.
No, I definitely see myself playing a superhero role.
Okay.
Yeah,
Marvel, DC,
I
somebody, y'all
definitely
hear it? Mm-hmm.
you hear it, you hear it. I hear it. I see it. So
Okay.
yeah, I definitely see myself a superhero. I don't know. James Bond sounds real good.
Okay. All right.
So a little taste. But yeah,
Okay. I'm not look. I'm not mad at either or. You could definitely kill both roles. You're fantastic. So, one final question, Sierra, for anyone that's watching or listening
Mhm,
that aspires to be an actress or an actor or an entertainer,
mhm.
what is one piece of advice that you could share with them? You know, looking back on your journey that may be beneficial in helping them get started.
Stay true to yourself.
Mm,
Stay true to yourself and do the work. Do the work.
wow.
Nothing comes easy in this world, and you have to do the work. Stay true to yourself and keep God first.
Mm,
Now,
yeah.
I'm saying God, whatever it is,
Yeah.
whoever is receiving this message, whatever you want to call him or it all leads back to him anyway. So
Yeah.
the universe, God, higher self, the most high, whatever you want to call him, keep that first in your life, in your heart. Do the work and stay true to yourself.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, couldn't have said it any better. We're going to put a pin in it right there for today's conversation. It's the amazing Ciarra Carter. Before we go, Ciarra, I want to allow you to, we'll make sure we put it in the show notes, any of your social media, anywhere where our audience can go out and support you, follow you, get behind this movement that, you're creating. We definitely want to go ahead and give you a moment to share that as well.
Absolutely. I would love to add everyone to the family, is what I like to call it. On Facebook, it's Ciarra Carter 10 at facebook.com. Ciarra, Ciarra Carter 10 on Facebook. Instagram is Ciarra Carter, just my name at Ciarra Carter. And Twitter is Ciarra_Carter. So come on over.
All
I'd
right.
love to have you.
We're gonna make sure that we get as much of that in the show notes. We were trying to type it up. We'll add the Twitter, I believe, after, but I believe we have it. We got caught up, so we got you right there on IG and Facebook.
Absolutely.
We'll add Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, go out and follow this amazing woman, amazing human being, amazing talent. The incredible Ciarra Carter. And as for me, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great show, another great conversation. I thank you for watching Two Mics Up. I'm your host, Dame DNYDC. You can watch, follow, like, subscribe. Two Mics Up. You can see it scrolling at the bottom. IG, Facebook, Twitter, X at Two Mics Up. Man, it's season 7, y'all. This is season 7 of the Mogul TV Global Network. We are now in 45 countries. So you can watch it on Amazon and Roku TV. We're also streaming on your favorite audio streaming platform. And like we do at the end of each and every conversation, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to do 2 things and follow up with one more. May you stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out. 007.